Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the first time you've discovered my channel, yay, you're finally here. I've been waiting for you. And if you are a returning subscriber, yay, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your support. Now, my subscribers already know my goal is to save you time and money by giving you the scoop on filmmaking quality and content, so you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money watching a particular film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Absolution, this newest action slash crime slash drama starring Liam Neeson is now playing in theaters. It's rated R. It's an hour and 52 minutes. And my overall movie review mom grade is a C plus. So first, I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and we'll finish up with recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also really like. Okay, so let's dive in. In a nutshell, the story is about an aging gangster who attempts to reconnect with his children and rectify the mistakes of his past. But the criminal underworld won't loosen their grip willingly. The film was directed by Hans Petter or Peter Mullen. He has two T's in his name, but he also Hans Peter Petter also plays the character Larry the Drunk, which I think is fun when a director's in the movie. Writing credits go to Tony Gayton. Some of the themes that are illustrated very well are choices and consequences, redemption, regret, second chances, aging, revenge, boxing, and chronic traumatic encephalopathy, known as CTE, which I'd never heard of before, but it's interesting. All right, so here's the list of things that I really liked. First of all, I've been a fan of Liam Neeson forever, even though I readily recognize that he basically plays the same character in all of his movies, but especially his most recent movies. So here we go again. He has lost a ton of weight and is definitely looking older and weaker in this movie. His mustache makes him look like a 1970s child molester, which he's not in this film, but he definitely is a bad guy in this film. That being said, he gave an excellent, nuanced performance. Other cast members who did a fantastic job include Ron Perlman, Yolanda Ross, and Frankie Shaw. The movie was filmed in Boston. I adore Boston. There is some action in the movie, but the scenes only add up to really just a few minutes of the entire movie. For example, wham, bam, bam, done. It's just really, really fast. And partly it's because Liam Neeson is getting older. This is not, him just beating up bad guy butt for the entire movie like many of his early movies were. But he's still that type of character. He's just now getting older and maybe a little bit wiser. Every character in this film is damaged, and you can feel the years of bad decisions and pain and consequences in every conversation, in every moment. You'll leave feeling immense sadness, at least I did, but hopefully determined to live a better life. Now, onto the list of things I didn't like, which is not much, but it's usually pretty fun to watch Liam Neeson kick bad guy, but in this movie, he is the bad guy. Now, he's been a bad-ish guy before. That's not new, but this different type of bad guy. I mean, he is a bad guy, but again, he's an aging bad guy. And so it's interesting to see what Liam Neeson does with that character. I couldn't relate to any of the characters. Every single one of them is a criminal or just living a life that I wouldn't choose to live, I guess you could say. Now, if you're looking for a fast-paced action flick, this is not your movie. And it's super sad watching people live with regret and die with regret, even though that's powerful. And I like movies. They don't all have to be sunshine and roses. I'm just saying, I felt this sadness, and that was one of the reasons why. Now, whenever I watch movies, I write down the funny lines and the interesting lines that I hear just so I can share them with you so you can get a taste for the dialogue and the script writing quality. So you can see all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share some of them with you right now. So for the funny lines, I wrote down a line that Liam Neeson says. Somebody, he just goes, hits some guy, bam, he's on the floor. The girlfriend of the guy he punches yells, "He's dead." And he looks at her, Liam Neeson's character looks at her and says, "Being dead is just stupid." And I was like, what? Now, the movie is not a comedy, but there are some lines that are kind of like that, just Liam Neeson lines, where they're delivered, and it's funny because of the way he delivers them. But now I wrote down a ton of really interesting lines. So, for example, Thug is Liam Neeson's character's name. Now, I don't think his name is actually Thug, but in some of these cases, the characters' names are what they are rather than their name and who they are, kind of a thing. Anyway, Thug's dad is played by Josh Drennan, who says, "Just don't think about it. Just do what I taught you. Look the other way and enjoy the music." And so he grows up being told by his dad that he's a pansy, or he uses a different word, but it also starts with a P. And so, he just chooses to live this tough lifestyle and beats people up. And his dad taught him, don't even worry about it. And so he doesn't have a conscience until now, later in life, where he's like, wow, those were bad things that I did. And then another line that Liam Neeson says is, "Life is hard." He says that to a young kid, and the kid's just kind of looking at him like, wow, you're a loser. And then Ron Perlman is this mob boss guy. He's really great. And he says, "Come on, man, isn't the money enough? Can't you just walk away?" Now, I'm not going to give you any spoilers on what these conversations are about. I just thought that was an interesting line. And then another line, as Liam Neeson recognizes who he is and what he's done with his life, he says, and there's a swear word in here, and so I'm going to bleep the swear word out because I don't swear. But anyway, he says, he's talking to some other thug, and he says, "You and me, we're pieces of beep. We live off pain and weakness. We're bullies," which is absolutely the truth. Now, there's another bad guy character who's, talking to Liam Neeson's character, and he says, "You can't change the world," beep, and he swears, "The world don't want to be changed." And I thought, the world does want it to be changed. We don't need all the filth and garbage and ugliness and hatred in the world. And yet, so that's just a rationalization of all of these bad guys that do terrible things because they think that they are owed something or they deserve something and they're allowed to steal things and, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. All right, so whenever I watch movies, I instantly think of other films that are sort of similar, and I wanted to recommend three. The first one is called Knox Goes Away. Knox Goes Away is also about a bad guy and a group of criminals, and there's some aging and dementia involved, and that is similar to what's happening in this movie with Liam Neeson. Now, he doesn't have the typical dementia, but he's starting to lose his memory and kind of acting like a dementia patient would, but it's due to the fact that he's been hit in the head a bazillion times during fights, but also because he's a boxer and he loves boxing. Another very similar movie is called Sleeping Dogs, and it's really fascinating. Again, an older criminal who's starting to lose his memory, and the mystery in that movie is unveiled so slowly that it's just fascinating to watch. And then I thought I would tell you about another Liam Neeson movie that I thought was also interesting as he's aging, fighting less. Not my favorite, but it's called Honest Thief, where he's also trying to look for second chances and redemption and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to queue up Sleeping Dogs because I think that one is such a fascinating film. And so after you finish watching this, click on that link and you can see that movie review as well. All right. Also, when you get a minute, go visit me all over social media. I'm everywhere as Movie Review Mom, but also as Trina Boice, where, for example, on Instagram, you can learn about my books, especially when they are offered for free on Amazon. I've got 33 books out, some online courses, some products, and some other shenanigans. Thank you so much, and hope you all have a great day. I said that weird, didn't I? Have a great day. Bye for now.